Well, you can't miss them. The ads for Propositions 94 through 97 are everywhere. So are the spots against. This is about the expansion of Indian gaming. The ads are running nightly. In fact, there's even one in this newscast. But some tribal members say that casino gambling isn't helping them at all. Tonight, our John Lobertini begins a special series examining Indian gambling in California. John?
Well, Hank, we know Indian gaming is generating billions of dollars a year. What isn't so clear is why so many California Indians are still suffering. The winds at Point Arena are a bruising, battering kind.
Some of these don't even have studs in them.
During the winter, Rick Lewa, a construction worker, often lays awake wondering if this old home is going to make it through another rough North Coast night.
You can see the floor takes a dive in the corner right by the sink there.
It was built on nothing but a dirt foundation more than 30 years ago. Built by his father, a fourth-generation Manchester Point Arena Pomo Indian.
It's tough. It's always been tough, you know, and especially when you thought that things were going to get better. It's really like nothing has changed.
Lewa thought everything was going to change when voters approved Indian gaming in 1998 and 99. But almost 10 years later, many tribes are still living in poverty, their reservations barely touched by the riches created in their name. Tribal Chairman Nelson Panola.
We remain the same, or in some cases even are worse off than we were then, because the money that tribes that are receiving money through the revenue sharing trust funds, that money value is actually eroded over time.
71 non-gaming tribes have been receiving $1.1 million a year since 1999. That doesn't go as far as you might think, though. Adjusted for inflation and cost of living in 2008, that $1.1 million is worth dramatically less, $830,000. The windfall takes another hit if members are given cash for living expenses. The money is taxed. State Senator Leland Yee says this is not what voters intended.
There was an understanding that everyone was going to benefit and that there was going to be a sort of a leveling effect for everyone so that the rich tribes would be sharing some of their resources.
It won't happen on the February ballot. Not one of the four measures before voters calls for more money for non-gaming tribes.
It's not about poor tribes. It's about the richest of the rich getting more.
Side deals do exist, but they're often fragile. That may be why the 700-member Kashaya tribe of Sonoma County abruptly canceled an interview with CBS 5.
At one time we had a firehouse over here.
Former tribal chairman Eric Wilder put it this way.
That's a lot of people to try to take care of with only, a limited amount of funds. We got a lot of water.
Limits still define life on the reservation.
A lot of mold. There's a lot of mold all through the house.
Gaming compacts don't repair broken-down homes. Neither does the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Many still rely on each other and the federal government, just like they always have. Rick Lewa is the father to 4 foster children.
Oh, it hurts, What can you do? It's us against them. And it's all about the buck to them.
And the dollar is winning. Now, that $1.1 million a year non-gaming tribes are receiving is a set rate. Hank, it doesn't matter if the tribes are 40 people large or 4,000 large, they still get just over $1 million. And as we noted in the story, that $1.1 million translated to 2008 money is really only worth just over $800,000.
I noticed about a week ago the Chronicle editorialized against all of these measures, calling it a sellout to big gambling.
Well, there are some people that will tell you that this slot machine expansion will put some of these casinos in the same league with the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, the Bellagio, and the Mandalay Bay. And what they may also not be telling you is that there is a tremendous fallout that comes with these casinos. Many of the tribes are not paying for expanded roads and freeway off-ramps and extra police officers to deal with these growing crowds. In fact, tomorrow we will talk about some of those things because it is one of those things that is not talked about. Governor's office talks about the big windfall, but there is really a give and take here, and the take is pretty significant.
Okay, look forward to tomorrow. Thanks, John.